All right, here with Coach Mark Cody. Mark, can you just talk about your team coming in off Big 12s, how you thought they performed there, and heading in, how you feel about it?
Yeah, we didn't perform with the Big 12s like I hoped to, but the good thing is that we got a couple more weeks to work on what I think we needed to work on going forward. The staff, we did a lot of individual work the last week and a half, and I think that was important coming into this tournament. And it wasn't like there was some big changes that we need to make as far as technique go. Just a little tweak things, because you can't learn anything new at this point. You can't get in any better shape, and so we just wanted to make sure that we keyed on some little mistakes, little errors that they were making in the Big 12 tournament. So that's what's good about having a tournament before this, because then you get things hammered out. And I think if you use common sense, then you're going to be fine once it comes to this point of the season. So I'm hoping that everything they've gotten under control that we've tried to get under control is under control here. So we'll see how it goes.
Right. Can you talk a little bit about Andrew, how he's come in, dominated everyone this year.
Yep.
That he's wrestled undefeated, and then he takes that loss. I mean, a little bit controversial, but what's his approach? What's his mental game? And what are you trying to instill in him after coming off that loss?
Yeah, well, even with him, even after that loss, his attitude was, even that night, you wouldn't think that he lost. It was just, okay, let's get on with this, and he was more focused on getting back to work. That's why he's a true champion, he's a true warrior, and that really didn't get him rattled. It wasn't like something where he just fell apart and he had to drag him. He knows that this is the goal. He knows this is the ultimate goal, and I mentioned that to him, and I mentioned to a lot of guys, hey, that wasn't the goal. The Big 12's in the goal. Coming here and winning the NCAA tournament is the goal, but after I mentioned to him, I realized I didn't even need to mention that to him, because he knows that. He already knows that this is where he wants to perform and at his best, which, if you've watched him all year long, can it get much better than he is out there? I mean, he just, every match he's ready to go. Every day he comes in and attacks everything he does, from his warm-up to his cool-down, and he's just a true warrior. And I think we're going to see a lot out of him this weekend.
And it's sort of the same thing with Kendrick. He dropped 4 matches this year, I think, and undefeated last year. So what do you try and say to him or get him motivated, I guess, coming into this? He won Big 12. Coming in. So how do you deal with that up and down of the season when he didn't have that last year?
Yeah, well, I think he's more of a tournament wrestler too. Although the first loss he took was early in the year at the Rockport tournament, but since then he's made a lot of changes. I think a lot of changes in his training. There were a couple little issues that he had that were just that he needed to get hammered out, and a couple of things that were going on with his him not being healthy, and so now he's healthy and he's ready to go. So and he's really been anticipating this, NCAA tournament. You can see now he's glowing and he's ready to go. And I think you're going to see him at the level that he's used to wrestling at, that he wrestles at best. I think you're going to see that here this weekend. Again, we can't look too far ahead, but really focused on that first match. And but with him, that's what you just need to do, is keep him focused and keep him relaxed. And I think the sky's the limit for him at this tournament.
All right. Speaking of ups and downs, teams had ups and downs as well. Yeah. Injuries. Can you just speak to that? How you managed to keep the guys sort of even keel?
Well, even after Vegas, I thought, and you think that as a coach after Vegas, I'm looking at the rest of the schedule, I said, geez, we're going to go through the rest of the year, be undefeated and win the Big 12s, and then come rolling in here. But we have had a lot of ups and downs, probably more on the injury side than I've ever had, definitely ever had as a head coach. So the thing is, we've got that all under control now, which is nice. As far as the lumps that we took through the year, we tried to use those courses as learning experience. I can talk about injuries, but again, there's no excuses. In this sport, we don't make excuses when we lose. It's just the circumstances. It's just the way it is. It's a rough, brutal sport, and you guys go out and sometimes you're going to get banged up, and sometimes you're going to need to be able to perform like that. But there were some points that we had to hold guys out of the lineup and try to do what was best for the team here. Even national duels, we had 2 guys in the lineup in the quarters, and then the semis we pulled them both out of the lineup because we wanted to make sure that they were ready to go for the Big 12s. But it was Patterson and DeAngelis, and we thought that would be a factor for them going forward. We don't want them to be at the we didn't want them to get hurt at the National Dual Tournament and then affect them for this time of the year. So we've had to do a lot of use a lot of common sense. We've just had to kind of patch up the lineup where we could, and we were not real successful doing that because at certain points in dual meets we had to move second and third stringers up a couple weight classes just so we could fill out the lineup because we surely don't want these forfeits. That's definitely not something our sport needs, is to have forfeits in the tournament. But I think that we're as ready as we've been probably since Vegas right now. So I'm excited. The bigger the tournament, the better our guys wrestle, I think. And I think in Vegas was a good indicator of that. So I think we have a lot of potential here. So.
Well, how high can this team go in your eyes?
Well,
it
depends on how what happens. We get 3 to the finals, and we're in pretty good shape. And get everybody on the podium. I remember Iowa State came here years ago, and they took 5 guys to the tournament. And they took second in the NCAAs. And they had a heck of a tournament. And even we have 8 guys. If we can get them all to score points and get them all on the podium, then we got a shot to be able to do really well here. Although. It depends on how the point spread goes. I remember Cornell, I was talking to Rob Cole a month ago, and I said, when you guys had 3 champs and they had a couple other All-Americans in there, you guys were what, second? He goes, we didn't get a trophy. He said they were in 5th, and he said it was a distant 5th, which was a shocker to me because I thought that they had placed high. So it's just, it depends on how everything falls here points-wise. And so, but I think, we come out of here with a trophy, and I'm going to be, obviously I want to be that first place trophy, but if we come out with one this year, then we're definitely moving in the right direction. We took 14th a couple years ago, or 12th a couple years ago, I guess, or 14th, 12th, and now we'll hopefully move on. We just got to keep moving in that direction. So.
All right, and there's thoughts on getting to wrestle here in front of the home crowd?
Yeah, that's going to be great. We, as the host, of course, you get more tickets, and we sold those out pretty quick, and so we're going to see a lot of crimson and cream in the stands, and the guys are excited about that. So, Patterson's from Oklahoma, DeAngelis is from Oklahoma, and so there'll be a lot of fans following those guys, and it's almost like a home event for us, so that'll be really nice for us.
Right. Anything else from Coach?
No, just Boomer Sooner.
Thanks.